Welcome to Behind the Mirror podcast. Thank you for watching, listening, liking and subscribing. I'm Lisa.
Hi, I'm Laura.
Just the two of us.
It's been a while since
has.
it's just been two of us.
Oh my, well obviously, so we're meant to have John Gillespie today, but he has become unwell. So we'll have him at a later date.
It's quite nice though, because I think we've got quite a lot that it's quite hard to fit into episodes with guests, because obviously they bring their own topics as well. So I think, it's quite nice to have a refresh and kind of...
Look at our fancy new set.
I know, it looks amazing.
We've gone up in the world.
I know, it looks so good.
So exciting. And then obviously today we have a selection of some really lovely products on display. So for those of you not watching and listening instead, we have been generously donated a box of 4 FFOR products, which is all made in Scotland. It's all sulfate free, paraben free, vegan. Yeah, it's vegan. It's a really, the smell is very spa. I would say it's very, very spa. So I used the scalp cleanse shampoo the other day. Obviously, I've got that itchy head situation. We need to speak to, when we got Bridgine on, because she's coming on, she's a trichologist coming on. I'm going to speak to her and see if, because I only ever got that after I had Hallie, when I was pregnant, this itchy head situation. I'd never had that in my life. It must be hormonal. But it was, my hair did feel squeaky clean, really fresh. And there's a minty one. It's got a kind of really, really minty smell.
So that alone will make it feel really clean.
Yeah.
There's something about that menthol. See that the scalp exfoliator, the Moroccan oil one, it's got a menthol effect, and I think even that alone,
It's quite
just
invigorating.
so clean. I know.
That sounds like a really dodgy advert, doesn't it?
One's not in silence. Sorry. So all the ingredients in them are all natural as well, which is another point, obviously, to make.
I quite love the fact that it's made in Scotland. Support local, support your own.
Yeah, absolutely.
So we've not had the chance to fully try. They did only just arrive. But yeah, I was quite impressed by the scalp one so far. Obviously, you'll be able to try them.
Yeah, so obviously I've just had a look through the book as well, and there seems to be, there's products pretty much for everyone, every hair type. And there's also a bonding treatment as well.
Bond repair.
For your blondes.
What I did also note was these products are all safe for extensions, which is quite rare.
Absolutely.
Because
that was one of the things that we looked at right at the beginning, was how many products were actually on the market for people with extensions that didn't have sulfates, that were natural.
People are forever asking for recommendations, and I'll be honest, I kind of slightly struggle.
It's tricky because a lot of the time it's only the actual extension brands that have
and they're horrible.
And they're not great. They're quite naff, a bit cheap. Remy Cashy do their own shampoo and conditioner, and it's fine, it's okay, but it's nothing. So they're not luxurious. That's the thing. They're fine for what they are, but
they're not cheap though. That's the thing. I think that's where it goes rogue.
Yeah.
I got sent some from Glamorous Lengths, and I would say the smell of it was amazing. Did I feel like it left the hair clean? No.
Yep.
It didn't really lather. It did a wee bit more than Easy Locks.
Yeah.
Easy Locks is just, for whatever reason, doesn't really lather at all, or didn't anyway. I've not used it in about 10 years, but it doesn't have a great lather. But yeah, expensive for what it is, and I kind of just like your hair to feel clean.
Yeah.
We need the bubbles.
Yeah. Yep.
So definitely got a good lather with that when I used it the other day. And so yeah, anyone looking for a new shampoo brand wants to support local, then I would say so far we're liking what we see.
Yep. And obviously, so they've got their own colour as well. They've got their own lightening powder and peroxides as well, which is quite interesting.
Yeah, we've not had the chance to give them a bash yet, but we certainly will, and we will feed back over due course. You can do mine if you want. Okay, so what's happening in the land of Salon Lot? Oh, I've got a story.
Okay.
I like pure introed you there.
I know, I was like,
and then hogged the limelight.
I thought that was my spot.
So see, no, I need to start with this. So I was obviously getting my colour done by one of your stylists at your salon in Lindsay. And when I'm sitting there and the staff are all chatting away, and because I'm like part of the team without being part of the team, they're just blithering away. And I can't remember who it was that had originally started the conversation. I know it was Brandon.
I know what you're going to talk about here.
The plants.
Yeah.
Right. So they said to me, oh my God, we thought Laura had lost the plot. And I was like, well, I regularly think the same, but why did you think that? And they said, oh, because she asked us to water the plants. And they were like, so all of the plants are artificial in the salon.
Bit of background. So all the plants in the salon are fake, they're artificial. So this is where this conversation's going.
So they've obviously then been like, bless her, that's an absolute sin. She's gone crazy. She's wanting the plastic plants watered, which, you know, sometimes as a mum and stuff, we are pretty tired. Like you might have. So then they started going round checking the plants because nobody wanted to admit to you if there had been an alive one that they had not been watering it. So Brandon said to me, he was like, there's no way that I was going to tell her that I hadn't watered that plant. So he went round checking all the plants to make sure, and then realised you'd brought an additional actual real plant to the salon.
Yeah, so during Christmas and New Year, so when I very first opened the salon, I had a real plant. And then because we had that period of time where we had to close due to COVID, the poor thing got abandoned and it died.
The poor thing got abandoned.
So I bought 2 artificial plants, which was fine. And they have been there for 5 years. So I don't know why during Christmas and New Year, I thought, do you know, it'd be really nice to get real plants again, because I think, apart from the fact they just collect dust anyway, but I thought it'd be quite nice to get new real plants in the salon. So did that, went to B&Q, took the old ones away, put the new real plants in the corner, but I never said anything to them because I thought I'll just see how much they actually notice. So nobody obviously did notice, but I'm aware now that I have to water these plants, which reminds me I need to actually send that message again. But I thought, I'm just going to say, can somebody water the plants? Because then I thought it would just be interesting for me to see what the response is. But I never had any response.
They were all scared to say, oh my God, what plants?
Where's the real
What are you talking about? She's lost it.
I know. And then I think it was Julie eventually did message to say, we've watered them or something. And I didn't realise that conversation had happened with you, which is really funny.
Yeah, it was good.
I think it says quite a lot though, because I don't want it to come across as if they're like scared of me. Do you know?
They didn't want to have let you down. So Brandon was like that. There's no way I was admitting that I hadn't watered.
There's plants that we should have been watering.
What are you talking about?
So good.
Yeah, but also that, you know, it's quite nice that they all think that you might have gone mental at some point.
I like how that was an option as
well.
There
was a welfare check going on there. You okay?
I know.
You okay?
And it just shows how much they've actually swept round the plants and pulled the plants out, you know, for them not even to notice them in the corner. But anyway, that's another story.
What's your, let me introduce you again. What's been happening?
I know, so what's been happening, so we've had the Golden Globes.
Yep.
So one of the things that I noticed when I was watching it is it seems to be like all one or the other, like as far as like hair trends go. So you've got like, there's a lot of very done sort of
Downton Abbey.
Or finger waves, slick, you know, all like a lot of product going on, and these hairstyles are like immaculate. Or you've got the complete opposite, that they look literally like they've rolled out of bed in the morning. There doesn't seem to be an in-between just now. And it was really obvious when they were all coming down the red carpet. It was like, I mean, it's stark contrasts. It's like...
What category do you fall into?
I feel like I'm still in the middle. I'm definitely not a roll out of bed kind of person. I could not.
If I had to choose one or the other, though, I'm going Downton Abbey all the way. There's no way I would be showing up to an event with backcombed, unbrushed hair.
I remember somebody saying to me a long time ago that it's better to be overdressed than underdressed. And I do think that's really true.
No, 100%.
Yeah.
Especially to something like that. But
even to Sainsbury's.
Like I don't know if I go
but
that
it's
far.
So true. It doesn't matter where you go. See, the one time you go out without makeup on, that's when you meet everybody.
An ex.
I know.
And you're like, oh, good.
Everyone you know.
Yeah.
Whereas you go out, look at if you spend 2 hours, not a soul.
I always think that these things produce mental situations. Like, I've been seeing all these memes where it's like, congratulations, Golden Globes, you've proven once again you don't actually have to be a good fashion designer to get your stuff on the red carpet, because it's like long or gone are the days, and I'm not saying everybody, because some of them had some stunning outfits, beautiful, and then some of them they're trying to be controversial. Remember Lady Gaga wore meat one time and stuff? I don't know if that was Golden Globes, but like along that line, what?
I know.
Like up to, she must have smelled horrific.
I know. I think it's just trying to get in the papers, isn't it? Get in the news
media. It was quite sad. Be in the papers for like a good thing, no?
I know.
Not because you wore a bin bag.
I know, but then they say any publicity is good publicity. No.
Oh.
Nope. Well, not that scene anyway. I was really only focused on the women's hairstyles, to
No,
be
fair,
honest. So,
fair.
but
My
then-
favourite one was still the Ricky Gervais one, where he got up and basically ripped into every single one of them, and then he.
I really like Ricky Gervais, actually.
So that, but see the Leonardo DiCaprio one, right? So I love Leonardo DiCaprio, and then see when he said like that, oh God, this has been going on so long that Leo's date's going to be too old for him by the end of the show. I love that.
I know.
Yeah, so I think, from that though, I wanted to talk about the fact that like all these people had these beautiful hairdos, and then some of them had just, wow, we don't really know what happened there.
Yeah.
Maybe they went to a trainee college or something.
Possibly.
Budget was tight.
Yeah.
Can you imagine?
Alarm didn't go off.
Beyonce, have you got a budget for your hair today? I don't know if she was one of them, to be fair, but imagine, I'll just go to the college quickly and see if they'll put some pin curls in it, and I'll back home it myself. What's the chat? When did this sort of rumour start? Because I've had it a lot where clients will say to me before they come in for like a wedding or their races or whatever they're doing, do you want me to wash my hair? And it's an awkward one because I don't know when the rumour mill started that you would want to go to a night out with greasy hair.
Yeah, so that is a weird one, and I can only assume it comes from the fact that people have this idea that their hair, if it's washed and it's clean, it's too soft to work with. But I think what they don't understand is that there's lots of products now that we use to manage and work with the hair that you would much rather. I can't imagine going out with my hair dirty.
Can you imagine
That's
your
like,
wedding day?
I know.
And you're sitting there and it's like, washed it 2 days ago because the stylist told you weren't allowed to wash it that day.
I know.
Nah.
I know.
Absolutely not.
I always just say to people, like, as long as your hair's clean.
Yeah.
So, like, because you get some people that they have to wash it every day and that's just, their hair type. So at that point, then I would say, well, wash it that morning, wash it so that, it's clean.
Yeah.
So, but some people can go 4 days.
Yeah,
and
so if you can go longer, then maybe
if it
try and
doesn't-
wash it the day before or something, if it's still going to look clean that day.
Yeah.
But I think the most important thing to take from this is don't go to your wedding with bogging
I
hair
know.
because your stylist doesn't use products. That's wild. Like any reputable stylist that knows how to do hair up, and they don't even need to specialise in wedding hair up, will have decent hairsprays, decent like curby grips as well. Like, they're quite specific ones that will be able to hold.
Well, what I usually do, I mean, I don't do an awful lot of wedding hair, but what I usually do is give them away something. So like when I've got, say I'm doing their trial for their wedding, when they're leaving, I give them like a wee bit of like the product that normally I would dry into their hair. So I give them that
like the
to
mousse?
put in their hair. Well, it's Super Sculpt. I always use Super Sculpt. It's Paul Mitchell, but it's like a setting lotion. So I always give them some of that away with them so that when they're washing their hair at home, say the night before or whatever they do that morning, so that's already in their hair as well.
Right, okay.
But there's different
That's a good
things.
idea.
But actually, I would absolutely, I couldn't imagine even working with dirty hair. It just wouldn't.
I mean, it doesn't faze me working with it if that's what the person wants, but equally I'm
you need to
like...
have a can of dry shampoo next to you.
Imagine the flakes coming off you on your wedding day.
I know.
Is it snowing outside? No.
I know.
It's dandruff.
I know.
No, it's not even.
And you
It's
lose
just-
the shine with
it's
dry
Batiste.
shampoo and everything, don't you? I know.
Yeah.
So the other thing as well that I really want to talk about, so we had this conversation in the salon, John Frieda, the Go Blonder spray.
Oh,
Now, I never bought it because I refuse actually to buy it, but we can put a picture up on the screen, obviously, so people know exactly what it is. So basically, this is like a new reinvented version of Sunnin. Now, it terrifies the life out of me. The more I've read about it, right? Now, I thought it just affected when you went lighter with it. It
well, it
doesn't.
stays in forever, I think. Once it's in, it's in.
So basically, it's a spray that you put on your hair and it's heat activated. So then when you go out in the sun, it's supposed to lift your hair. Now, it's an actual peroxide spray, albeit a low peroxide spray compared to what you would get in the salon. It stays in your hair. It does not leave your hair. Now, the problem that you've got with that is then when you go to a salon and have any colour process, not just a lightening process, any colour process, because this is the thing a lot of people don't understand. They think that when you go blonde, there's peroxide in it, but if you go darker, there's not.
Yeah.
See that term peroxide blonde?
I don't know who invented that.
What
I
is
always
that?
wonder
That doesn't make sense
No, I
because there's
know.
peroxide in brown. There's peroxide in everything. That's what makes it work. So if you even go darker and you've had this, I mean, it doesn't go anywhere near blonde either.
No, it's like a gingery.
You're going to have to do something with it. You're going to have to go lighter, go darker. It doesn't matter what you do. It creates a chemical reaction. So you've got peroxide on the hair, and if there's more peroxide added to it, it creates a reaction. and that basically burns your hair off.
Nice. I think Sun-In also used to go green, didn't it? Mm-hmm. Like, so if you went in the pool and stuff like that, that's where people became worried about like blonde hair turning green, and it wasn't. It was because the chemical reaction happens with chlorine also. Yeah. How are they actually allowed to still be selling this?
So this is the issue that I've got, because apart from the fact that a lot of people might have used it and we don't know, which scares me, because I mean, it's all down to your consultation, and actually said to the team, I'm going to print off pictures of it and put it on all the mirrors just so that it spurs somebody to say, oh, I've used that, do you know? Because it can't be missed in a consultation just now. It seems to be so many people are using it, and it's so dangerous. Yep. I mean, I can't imagine, like, it's like, I've never really had a fear with, you know, something going wrong in the salon, because you know what you're doing, but something like that, if that's on the hair, you don't know, then it's massive. It's a big deal.
And the client probably wouldn't know either that it was a big deal, because they bought it on a supermarket. It says it'll make you blonde. It says
doesn't
it's safe.
Actually say anything on the packaging. There's no warning about, you know, what it does. There should be a red label, safety label.
Once you use this, you'll need to grow it out of your head.
And I can't believe that's not. I feel like this needs to be like the biggest. Everybody needs to know this.
I wonder what would happen if you were to put like a box dye at home on it yourself, because
it's still got peroxide in it.
No, I know, but obviously box dyes are all generally tend to be level like 6% because they've got grey coverage.
Yeah, you'll still get breakage.
For those who don't hairdress, 6%'s reasonably high level. So I wonder if your hair would just disintegrate like pretty quickly.
Well, the other thing I was reading about when people were using it, because obviously when they use it the first time, they're thinking their hair's going to go like yours, and it doesn't. So what do? They use it again.
And it'll build up.
And again. So actually, even just by using it over and over, you're building the peroxide up, and it creates breakage. So you're not actually getting any lighter. It's just adding the same peroxide onto it, and then you're just getting breakage with it. So it's just, the whole product is just, it needs to be avoided. It's so scary.
It needs to be recalled.
It's so scary. I can't believe that John Frieda is it's a really good brand name. I can't believe that they've put their name to it though. That's like what I find really difficult to understand. Like, I mean, I don't get it.
Maybe they were looking for a batch of colour corrections. Maybe they needed some new hair models for cutting.
I don't know. I don't know.
Oh, your hair's falling off. We'll give you a pixie.
I know. It's just unbelievable.
So, okay, top tip, don't use it.
Yeah. Especially coming into this is the time of year.
I mean, I do a lot of corrective work, and obviously I'm moving, the salon's opening more, we're expanding. It's quite stressful actually, but I feel quite calm about it.
It's exciting.
It is. It's going to be so exciting.
The excitement.
Yeah, we'll not focus on the stress. Yeah. By the way, can I just say, my definition of hell would be if I go to the fiery pits and they say to me every single day, you might have a viewer coming to your house, and you have to live like that.
I know.
I mean, it's like, there's crumbs on the surface.
I know.
When I got the photos taken by the estate agent, he was like, all right, we'll need to move the toaster. And I was like, why? I was like, oh, it just looks cluttered. So I was driving about with a toaster in my car, and a knife block and a chopping board and stuff.
It's really difficult because your house needs to look like nobody lives in it, and
but
you
people
do.
live in it,
and you do. Yeah.
And I don't know why, because Hallie is a very small person.
Yeah.
But she is like a tornado.
Oh, I know. They have so much stuff.
So much stuff, and everything's really big. And so I was like at my neighbour's house, like, hi, would you just store this ball pit for me for a couple of hours, please?
I know.
So yeah. All that's happening, but it does mean that I'm opening more hours, and Paula is qualified, so that's really exciting. Yeah. So she's starting her own clientele, which then meant I had to go back to how I built my business in the first place, which was colour corrections. So it's been box dye central in my salon for the last 2 weeks. But yeah, certainly that is a worry, because then you think, like, I mean, it's one thing, I know a lot of salons won't touch a box dye correction. That's totally cool. Like, maybe people aren't as sort of, they're worried about what could happen, or damage to the hair, etc. They do not faze me whatsoever. So, but the only time it's ever I've encountered a problem was I had somebody come in, I did a strand test and it wouldn't budge. It was henna.
Oh. So I feel like that's another, I know these are all the things that need to be, like, see for stylists that are just starting out, like, your consultation is so important.
And your strand test.
I don't think, like, I mean, one of the things we did when we were training was a module, and it was called Advise and Consult. And there can't be, I can't stress it enough, if your consultation isn't right, then nothing that you do will be right. The whole service all is determined on that consultation.
That's why, so see, when you do a consultation, do you like an image or do you not? Like, see, when a client shows you a picture.
I don't mind an image.
So I kind of pretty much make it happen. Like, I like to know that what you're describing to me is visually what it actually is. Because what I've found is a problem. Somebody will say to me, like, I really hate ashy hair. I hate ashy. I don't want it ashy. And then they'll show you a photo and actually you're looking at it and you're like, that's actually pretty, that is pretty ashy. But okay, in your opinion, that's not. And I think that's where we need to, that's why I like an image.
Yeah.
Same as like, I don't want it too short.
Yeah.
Like, well, where does that for you?
Yeah, so if somebody shows me a photo, especially of colour, of anything actually, to be honest, and I'm never going to replicate it, and I don't actually use it, thinking, right, that's exactly how I'm going to do their hair. I usually start off by asking them, what is it that you like in that picture?
Yeah.
So what is it? Is it the colours? Is it the contrast of colours? So I don't actually look at the specific colours, but more about what it is that's drawn them to that picture, because a lot of the time it's the face.
I know, that's what I was about to say. My clients are hilarious. They'd be like that. Can you make me look like her?
So what
like,
I
Kim
normally do
Kardashian,
is,
it's not happening.
I usually cover the face and say, what is it that you like about that? If it's a haircut, what is it that you like? Do you like the movement in it? Okay, because a lot of the time they'll show you a picture, then they'll say, but not as short as that. And you're like, okay, so not as short as that, but well, what is it then? What do you like? And it's usually maybe the way it's shaped around the face.
It's the style. It's like
it's the movement
it's
in
waved.
it, or it's the sleekness of it, or whatever. So it's trying to figure out what it is in that photo that they like, because it's generally not the whole image, and that's what's really it's really difficult. But yeah, it's like your questions are so important, which goes back to the other thing that we were talking about. That thing when people just go like, "Do what you want."
Oh no, I actually makes me really nervous. I don't like that at all. I've got a really hilarious client. She's one of my best clients. I love her to bits. She listens to us every time, so she'll know straight up that I'm talking about her.
Hi.
So hi, I know we'll not say. So basically, she has two colours. We either go, she's like a base 5 all over, very glossy, like glass looking, or she's a kind of honey balayage. And I'm not kidding you, every time there's a new programme on TV with anybody that even resembles either of these styles, I'll get a photo and she'll say, what do you think about this? And I'm like, that's lovely, because that's exactly what's on your head.
I know.
And then she's like, oh, is it? And I'm like, yeah,
I know.
Yeah, mate, it is.
I know, it's funny,
and
isn't it?
always shows me photos of long hair. Always. And I'm like, just let me keep the extensions long. She was like, no, we're cutting them short. But like, I'm like that. I think you want to be a mermaid. I think that's
it's a bit like when people show you pictures of every single person. Anytime I do a hair up, if it's for a wedding or, an event, every single person brings me a blonde hair up photo. And 9 times out of 10, they've got brown hair. And it's because blonde hair looks so different when it's up, because you've got all these different tones in it, especially pleats. So see, pleats and dark hair, they disappear. You can't see them, because unless they've got like some sort of balayage or something through it. But for your just average, like straight tint 5,
lost.
Yeah, and it's like it's so difficult, because it's just trying to think. Your hair's not going to look like that.
But listen, the brunettes get the shine. They can't have it all. Do you know what I mean? Blondes don't get the shine. Brunettes get the shine.
Honestly, look online. It's really hard to find a hair up.
All right, challenge accepted. I love a hair up. That's probably one of my favourite things to do. Love it.
But so as far as people coming in and saying do what you want, that for me feels like the biggest test ever.
Oh, I hate it.
It's so like, then, but like, so you're supposed to be a creative individual, so show me then, let me see. It's like, whoa.
But also, like, what if I want to do a rainbow mohawk? Like, obviously we would do it. That's the extreme, right? You're not going to do that. And also that takes forever. Having just done a rainbow on someone. It was like everywhere. My whole salon was a mess. 6 hours that took me. 6 hours. I don't really do vivids, and that's the reason why. I mean, I was covered. I had no gloves.
I can't believe you ran out of gloves. Why would you not have enough gloves?
I thought there was another box, and there wasn't. And then I was like, oh my God, I'm midway through this. And I kept binning them, because like I didn't want any contamination.
I know.
So every time I did the next colour, I was getting rid of the glove, and then all of a sudden I had no gloves, and I had to do the full thing with no gloves. My hands were burning. It was bad. I've just opened myself up to all sorts of surprises.
When we were training, we had to wash our gloves, and then we'd put talc on them and put them back in the box, recycle.
All right. Yeah, no, I don't know that.
So you get the dog them back out.
No, there was 6 hours it took me, and that was me working quickly. If I'd have been washing gloves in between, it'd be like a 12-hour hairdo.
I know.
I think we went through about 15 towels, because I was like Paula, move that towel, don't let it touch the next colour. Like new towel. Like it would just, because I don't do vivids all that often, it's not like second nature. But the do what you want with the fringe length. What do you think? I don't know. I can't see out your eyes.
I know, like, that's quite difficult. I don't know. I just generally say, it's quite a personal thing. It's just really how you feel.
Like, that's what I say.
A fringe is a fringe. Some people like it above eyebrows. Some people like it touching eyelashes. Like, what?
I know.
How can I say?
Do you think I should go a bit shorter?
You know,
I've just cut your whole hair.
I know.
Not really, no.
I know. It's so hard. But yeah, in general, I feel like when people ask you to do your own thing, they want you to do it within there's boundaries still. I feel like they still
cover the grey.
They want you to do your own thing, but they still want to look nice. They still, there's certain things that, but not too short. Like, take an inch off it, but do what you want.
Yeah. So I don't want a fringe. I don't want to change colour, but I want a whole new look.
I think they're just looking for a bit of inspiration. And generally, maybe a bit more face framing or something is enough. That's all they need. They're not looking for it to be like,
or a tool recommendation. I think you should wave your hair.
Yeah.
Yeah. I've been doing a lot of that. So one of the things that I am quite passionate about is, what is the point in giving somebody a hairdo of any description that they cannot do themselves?
Absolutely.
Like, this blows my brains. So people will come into me all the time and be like, I cannot get this to sit. And I'm thinking, that's because you can't take your head off and do it in front of yourself. So it's like Rachel from Friends, we talk about that. Beautiful hairdo. Yeah. What a nightmare of a thing to be styling every other day. Oh my goodness, I couldn't be bothered having that on my own head.
Yeah.
Love it. But nope. So I'm very into, like, if someone gets a change, especially if they're a new client, being like, right, let's talk about it. What can you use? Oh, I can't curl hair. Everybody's been talking about that Time-O thing. Everybody loves it. Right, fine. I mean, as a hairdresser, if you're using that, I think there's an issue here. But certainly our review was not good. But anyway, like, let's work out what you can actually achieve. And so the other day I was spending quite a lot of time, like, face framing's the in thing, but people always say to me, I can't get it to look like what you get it like in the salon, and it's because they're not bending it. So they're straightening their hair and they're not putting a bend in. See, when you show people that, they're like, oh my God, is that all I need to do?
Yeah.
Yep. And then bend and pull it back, a wee bit of hairspray. Yeah. And, so many of my clients were, like, genuinely quite mesmerised by this. Like, oh, that looks like it's been bouncy blowed.
Yeah. That's where I think Velcro rollers are amazing. Because
but do you have time for that in the morning when you're a mum?
You only need one, two. Like, especially see if you've got, like, these, like, bangs that, like, sit off your face. See the amount of clients that I've gave, like, one roller to, because that's all you need. One roller. And just put a Kirby in it.
One of your staff's going to go to a set and be like, I've only got 4 left.
If you can splash out, then 2 would be great, because you can do one back. See, if you put one back the way and then one forward and take it out, it's so easy.
And spray and go.
No, take them out in the car.
No point in giving your client the fanciest hair chop you've ever done in your life, and then you see them in the school run and there's bits every which way because it's
I think that goes for short hair as well. Like, that's one of the things I've always said to clients as well. So many clients come to me and they'll say, oh, my hair's not sitting, or I've not. One of the biggest things they say is, oh, I've not got great hair and my hair never sits. And they don't actually understand. See, if your hair's cut right and your hair's cut round the way it wants to grow, your hair, you shouldn't have to do anything with it. So see, standing, like, blow drying and making it move, like, see, if you need to spend time getting the hair to sit a certain way, then there's something not right with your haircut. Yeah. So, and I've always said that to clients, I'll cut it, but then I'll dry it, but I'll blast, especially if the back's short, I'll blast most of it because I want to see how it lies on its own, and then cut it again round that, because basically I want my clients to know that they can just blast the back of their hair. Who can see the back of their head? Blast it and they know it's going to sit right.
Yep.
What's the point in me cutting it and then, me blow drying, oh yeah, it looks great. And 9 times out of 10, it grows in perfectly as well. Okay, it gets long and it gets unruly and it needs brought back again, but it will still behave. You'll never get bits kicking out and flicking out. And
have you seen that video that's viral just now of the guy that's got 2 combs? So it's like a doll's head thing, a Sally head, and it's got, like, shoulder length hair, and he's got 2 combs and he pulls it all back, rams the comb on each side and gets clippers and shaves it and calls it a graduated bob tutorial.
Wow.
Oh, it's a mess. It's it's a mess. And then he's swishing it about.
2 combs and then...
Well, he seems to sort of, like, I don't know if it's, like, got a clamp on it or something, I don't know, but, like, he basically gets these 2 combs and sticks them so that the hair... Wow. Obviously, on those doll's head things, they're like, wiry hair. And then he just goes, and then lets it fall, and then the caption was, like, learn how to do a graduated bob, and I'm looking at it like, Oh my word, it's a mess. It's really bad.
Jeez, oh.
But it might be rage bait, because that is a thing.
Yeah.
Like, people are doing deliberate, bizarre things.
Yeah.
It doesn't work for us. We've tried.
I know. Do you know, this is another thing as well. So I would love to know, see all these, I was saying to you the other night, see the amount of TikTok hair tutorials there is, right, on TikTok.
Have you shared that yet?
No.
Right.
Now, I'm not being funny, right, but somebody is not telling the truth with these, because they're really hard to do. Not even just the hair, right? Not just the hair, but even getting the angle right. I don't know how long these people take editing things. I'm calling it out. I'm telling you, because if I can't do it.
So the background here, Laura was like, I'll make a video for the TikTok. And I'm like, brilliant.
I'll try one of these viral hairstyles, which wasn't.
And you said, was it not like updo in 5 minutes or something? It was called like a quick updo.
Yeah. So basically you put your hair into scrape back pony, like, what do you call that? Like
ponytails.
Like pigtails, like two. And then you cross them over, which
like a pretzel.
Legit. Yep. And then you wrap them round, and then you put the curbies in. That's it. Ta-da. Should be simple.
And at the front, Laura looked beautiful. It was sleek and it was back.
Seen the back.
You should have seen the back.
What the hell?
So she was like, can I post this? And I was like, no.
But then I actually wanted to post it to be like, this, like, I just think these people must spend hours. This is the thing, right? So, and nothing you see online is true. It's not real. So all these shots are all edited. They definitely,
they've had a stylist.
It doesn't just happen like that.
Yeah.
And I think it's so bad, because no wonder people feel, I felt like an absolute failure, right? Because this is meant to be my profession, and I can't even do it. But how do, your average person, how do they feel then when they're trying to copy them? Do you know what I mean?
They can't see the back.
I think
it was only when you videoed the back, and it was like, is that what it's meant to look like?
I hate that about the internet, though. It's just all fake and false and... Anyway.
Says us on the internet. I hate that with the internet.
I know, but we keep it real though.
I know.
I'm actually saying, don't copy these things, because they're rubbish. They don't work. Trust me.
I'll give one a bash tonight. I'll see if I can
There
find
was another one as well, and she was holding the straighteners, and usually if you're curling hair, you would just turn 180 degrees, pull it down, straight forward. I don't know where this girl got this from. So you hold the straight. So imagine this is the straighteners like this.
Right.
So you hold it, and then you wrap your hair around it, and then you put the end in here, and then you pull it down. Which took me about 2 minutes to actually figure out what she was doing with the wrapping. But anyway, and you pull it down. Did not work either. Tried it, didn't work. So that's another fake.
Fraud.
So I'm here to call them all out.
I love that.
Yeah.
We'll just have you keep doing that. Every week you can just do
all.
one of an updo on yourself of that is it is
it's frustrating though, because I think no wonder I've this self-esteem and everything's like rock bottom when they've been on TikTok.
Yeah, but also because of the whole also Golden Globes. Things like Kelly Osbourne is in the limelight at the minute because
she's a wee soul.
Yeah, well, her dad's died, and
she looks a wee soul.
And I saw an interview that she did where people were really picking apart how much weight she's lost, and she was basically coming out and going I'm an adult. If I want to lose weight, I'll lose weight.
Yeah,
and that's who I am. And at the end of the day, it is none of our business. It's difficult because she was born into fame. She didn't choose it,
and I think she was always known to be on the rounder side.
Yeah, she was curvy
as well. And I think that's what she's. Do you know what it is? I think she just looks so different now. So people find it hard to even connect the name with now the way she looks, but that's not really MD's business. I do think that she does look too thin, but again, that's not, I think she looks like she's struggling.
I think the heavy fringe actually is making her face look smaller as well. She's got very thick hair, and
I just think it speaks volumes about probably what she's going through. But I know,
and having to do it so publicly. We're talking about that in the last episode, professionalism and being public.
Yeah.
She's lost her dad, who is iconic, love him or hate him.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden, she's having to grieve publicly. Her mum, bless her, was really, really, really devastated over it. Funerals public, everything's public. Must be horrendous.
Yeah. I know.
But what I was going with is the fillers and the Botox and the Manjaro and all these things are putting a general pressure on society. So there is a stigma now of we're both sitting with hair extensions in. We work in the industry. We've chosen to get. I've got 8 hairs without them, so I'm never getting rid of them ever. But are we becoming too reliant as a society now that that's how people look even when you don't need them? Because I've seen women coming in, obviously I specialise in fine hair, but there are people that come in that have very thick hair that now just want it down to their bum. And it's like, oh, you'd need like 300 grams.
Yeah.
You know, your hair is really thick. We would really need to put loads in your hair. So you don't need it. You could grow your hair, but it would take probably another 5 years to get it down there. You know, have we made a society?
Yeah. People just want it now.
Well, yeah, isn't it? It's like the kind of Essex look. People want to be that look. And the look right now is the fake hair, the fake lips, the tight face, the skincare, there's not really a 5-minute life hack. I mean, even when I was saying to you the other day, I bought that no makeup look. That probably took me longer to look no makeup.
That's like the undone hair look though, isn't it?
Yeah, and it was actually really expensive as well, even with pro discount. Because I'm a makeup artist, I got lots of discounts on different places, bought their no makeup. And don't get me wrong, like I looked so healthy. If you didn't know I was like actually wearing makeup to look like I wasn't wearing makeup.
How does that work if it's a no makeup? Like what, like...
So it was like, there's like a tinted primer. So, and it's very
no foundation.
dewy and glowy. No.
Okay.
Like I think at best you're putting on a tinted moisturiser.
Yeah.
Then there's like the lip plump, which is just like an oil for your lips, you know, make you look really hydrated. Then there's like your lash serums, which are just giving you length, and obviously you can add a little bit of tint to those if you want.
I was going to say, so is there anything on your eyes? Because obviously people automatically think like no makeup means no eye makeup.
But I think people that wear the no makeup look are already wearing fake lashes.
Right, yeah, okay.
Right, so you've already got that.
Yeah.
It's more about the glowy, dewy.
Right,
and the spray,
skin.
the setting spray that goes on that gives you this dewy look, this glass skin and stuff. It took forever, I'm not going to lie. Like, and then, like I say, I think, you know, for that makeup bag alone, even with pro discount, so probably without pro discount, it would have been about 200 quid. It's a lot.
That's a lot for no makeup.
And then the problem is, right, people would get used to thinking that's what you look like with no makeup.
I know.
So then, can you imagine they saw you first thing in the morning and be like, oh, she's dying. She's really, really not well. Like, you'd be able to pull a sickie no bother from your work. You could just go in as you were born and be like, no, this is my actual face.
This is mine.
What do you mean? I've seen you with no makeup. No, you haven't. No, you haven't. I have to remove that every night.
That's the thing. It's still all fake, isn't it then at that point? It's still this, like, mirage.
And then it's like...
What's happening to the...
There's a lot of pressure, especially on women, I would say.
So the other thing as well, we were talking about, so there's been a bit of chat around whether hair salons should, or hairstylists should charge per hour rather than per service.
Ooh.
So this seems to be a bit of a debate happening in the industry just now. Now, if you look at loads of other... trades
like mechanics,
therapists, a lot of them are all by the hour.
Yep.
What's your thoughts? Do you think
that's
that
a difficult one for me because I as you know, the ADHD reeks out of me when I'm working, so I'm very, very fast and very efficient, and I work with staff. So I have a conveyor belt and it works for me. Some people would be like, I felt rushed. And I'm not the stylist for you. Like, I don't rush anyone and I don't rush the job. I just get it done fast. So if I was charging per hour, I would actually make not enough because I'm quite quick. So like by the time, I mean, the only thing that slows me down really is the development time.
So this is what I was thinking. So it would benefit some people in some ways, but I think the client would suffer as well because some people generally work slow.
Yeah.
And that's not really the client's fault either. If you're a slow worker, then charging by hours not really their fault. I feel like it would work in the sense that there's some clients that maybe don't have, you know, as thick hair as, so you've got maybe like a price for T-bar foils, and I know a T-bar on some people will take me an hour. I know some people I can do it in 20 minutes, just depending on like how regular they are or how thick their hair is. But I already alter their price anyway, so I generally work it so that. And it probably is a wee bit like that in the salon, to be honest, because I'll say to the guy, so we generally have a 45-minute space to put T-bar foils in. And I do say to them, if it takes you more than that, so we've got an hour for a half head. So if a T-bar takes you an hour, then it would be priced at a half head, even though it's only a T-bar. Sense. And for less, we would do like face framing foils. The price would be that instead of a T-bar. So I do try. So I suppose when you think of it, maybe it is sort of charging it by the hour in that way. But I feel like The only time that we actually do it by the hour is colour correction.
So what I was going to say is, see that rainbow the other day? Obviously, I don't do Vivid. She's my friend. You know, I'm very transparent with her. She knows it's not my bag, so it'll never. It's not a mind blowing thing. Yeah. But that was 6 hours for me, and I get that I will be slower than someone that specialises in that. You know, we've got Charlotte Paint's hair coming on and stuff, and that's her bag, and she probably would look at my work and be like, "Oh, I could do that in 3. Yeah. Totally fine."
Yeah,
that would have been helpful in that instance. My fear would be though. So I've got 2 staff. It's me and Paula. We went through so many towels, hundreds of gloves. We must have washed every bowl twice. All the product. Oh my God. I mean, I had to strip it 3 times because I went low and slow, so to keep the integrity of the hair.
Yeah.
Then
see, that's the other thing
cost
as well.
Is going to be absolutely wild.
Well, that's the thing. You've got the developing time as well. So some people's hair lifts more than others. So then is that fair? Like, or if you're protecting the hair, they shouldn't be charged more because you're using a lower peroxide.
I know, because I could have just scalped it and done it quickly, but then I would have had.
I wonder how many people though would rather you just scalped it and got them out if it was cheaper.
I don't know.
I couldn't really do that.
That's a good question. I've asked clients before, let's talk about not our industry, because then we're not biased, right? Let's say your nails. Would you rather pay somebody £30 for your nails and they take 2 hours? Or would you rather pay them £50 and they take 40 minutes?
I'd rather pay more.
Yeah, so would I, because I value my time more than I value the.
And I hate sitting.
Yeah, same. But that's a really weird question then to put into our industry.
Yeah.
Would you rather, if someone was efficient and sharp at their job, not saying they've rushed you, they've still done a really good job, would you pay more money for it to be quick and not piddled about? Or would you rather go somewhere that was low and slow? Not low and slow as in the integrity. Like, let's talk about a root tint, you know, but they've you know, you're booked in for that. You've been coming a while. They know you're getting it, so it's already mixed. You sit your bum in the seat. They've got you sectioned. We're flying through. We're good. You develop. We get you blow dried and we get you out, so you can effectively get it done. I don't know, like obviously a bit more than a lunch break, but yeah, in and out. Would you pay more for that, or would you want to pay less because it only took them an hour?
Well, I know
not but like, you know what I mean? There's such a bizarre mindset on that, like that something should cost less. I've always thought that about cleaners as well. That blows my brains. So I've got a girl comes in, she does 2 hours. In that 2 hours, she does what she can do. I'm not looking for a miracle, Christ. Like, my house is a tip. So would I, like, I've seen on the Glasgow Girls page, people will be like that, oh my God, like, she'd cleaned all the house, but she left 20 minutes early. Well, what did you want her to do? Sit and watch Netflix in your living room? I don't get that. Like, so you're saying that you're happy with the job you got. She cleaned all your house. She'd done everything.
As if they would,
but she'd done it too quick.
Yeah.
So you want to actually punish her for being good at her job.
I know, it's a tricky one. I get.
No, I feel like it's like you.
I know. I don't know. I kind of get that though, because I feel like there's always stuff that could be done. So if you're paying them for like that extra 20 minutes, then surely there's something else.
But if you're saying you're happy with what she did.
I know, well,
if they're booked to do 2 bathrooms, all the hoovering, kitchen, empty bins, blah, 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 and all the list is checked off of what she could do, and you're not paying for a deep clean, so she's not on her hands and knees cleaning skirting boards, what would you want her to do in those 20 minutes? I think that a mental thing. But maybe that's just because I'm quite easygoing, so like, and my cleaner's never going to finish 20 minutes early.
And it must be quite hard for them to price as well, though, because every house is different, and you sometimes it's more. I mean, right now, my cleaner Robin is getting a good deal. the place is like show home. But generally speaking, it's not. So yeah, that's an odd thing. So there's also. I'm not sure whether to introduce, you know, you can add in like K18 and add in different bonding services into like your bleach clients. So there's some salons now that automatically add that in before, you know, so basically you don't have it as an add-on treatment, just every single client gets that treatment because it's obviously for the integrity of the hair. And there's, you know, a question of, you know, should everyone get it? Because technically if you're looking after the hair, by giving them an option, are you really doing your job?
So I would say that this falls into the category of salon. So the salons that are working with high-end products and doing things like K18 are never going to have the same clientele as the one that aren't anyway.
Not even necessarily K18, but any
brand.
Gold Hill Blonde Pro, like even 4, they've got their own bonding one.
I think if you've got a salon that's charging £12 for a cut and blow dry, they don't even know what K18 is. I'll just call it. We were talking the other day about like professionalism, and obviously we're going to be working with Purple Hearts. We love Purple Hearts, and how, I suppose you want to call them cowboys, people who have done an online class, or they've gone to a salon for a 1-day shadow course, and they're now branding themselves as, you know, extension experts. Or I don't know that you get colourists that do that. I don't know if you can get an online colour course or whatever.
Get anything.
Probably. Woucher does hairdressing courses for like 10 quid.
No.
I'm not joking.
Woucher, do they?
Yeah. I sometimes go on there to see if there's any like spa deals, getaway deals and whatever. And I'm not kidding you. I have seen a hairdressing course on there. And I just think, so from that perspective, they're driving our prices down. Because people will then say, how come you charge blah for an extension refit, but, you know, they charge half the price? Right. So that's where do you charge more for an additional service comes into it?
I know.
Probably they've never known what that does or why it would help the integrity of the hair, or, you know.
Yeah. I find it really difficult though if you're doing, so see if I've got a client in the chair that I know needs that, I find it really difficult to do their foils without it. So
I
in
think
that
our
moment,
clients would appreciate.
I tend to use it, but complimentary, and I'll say to them, I really am not happy with doing your colour without this today. So what I'll do is I'll put it in your colour, you know, this time as like a complimentary service, because I just feel like there's no way that I would want to touch it. So it's like, you know, it's an integrity for me as well. I don't want to foil that hair if it's fragile. So should it just be standard part and parcel that then it just is in part of your blending services?
I think that's part of your salon's brand though.
Yeah.
Like if you know, you're known for keeping the integrity of the hair, doing things properly, doing things the correct way, then actually think that your clients would never question your judgment.
Yeah.
Whereas someone who's attending a salon who's charging £10 for a cut and blow dry, like I say, it's a different clientele, it's a different market, and that's no judgment on anyone that's doing, like, judgment on the stylists that are charging that, because that's mental. Yeah. No judgment on the clients that are using that service, because maybe that's what falls into their budget bracket. But they're not going to be expecting K18 because they're going to know. Yeah. Right, well, that's not happening. I'm getting a £10 cut and blow dry. You'd be lucky if it's getting washed with Alberto Balsam. Do you know what I mean?
And
like,
that's the thing, though. I think there's
so much
at
the backwash.
They talk about hair care and hairdressers and hair care. There's not an awful lot of care goes into the services, and I think that's one of the biggest things that I just always want to make sure that everyone leaving the salon, their hair's in if better condition, if not the same as what they left. I would hate to think that.
But it's so hard for us because we've got to constantly justify our prices. So if you were to put your price up by £10, say all colour services just up by £10 because you were now incorporating K18, and you said to people, it's because I've got K18, you'll get the clients that'll be like, oh, yeah, perfect, brilliant, my hair's going to make great nick, and you'll get the clients that it doesn't now fall into their budget, and people then go online and start giving it like, why is it so expensive? Like, I have never, ever heard of any other profession have to justify themselves the way that we do.
But I feel like, see, these people, like, that want to complain about it further down the line, they will need the K18 or they'll need the bonding service, because your hair can only take so much. So
no, but when do you hear of somebody say like, oh my gosh, the car, you know, my car broke down and the mechanic's charging an extra £12 an hour. Oh my gosh, you know, I had a joiner out to fix whatever and it was an extra black. Nobody else has to justify it.
Or you go to the dentist and they tell you what you need to get done. No. Imagine you're like, nah, I'm alright for that filling today, thanks.
That was my analogy the other day actually when I was talking about this. Like, how come your extensions are more expensive than someone else's? Would you let a dodgy dentist put veneers on your teeth? No. So why would you let them attach
some people do
hair to well?
But yeah,
well. So, that flew in.
I know, it did go fast. I know. And there was other things I wanted to talk about.
We had a whole list.
I know.
We were meant to get dressed up today in Golden Globes outfits. That didn't go well. I thought you were going to take revenge on me for the Halloween costumes.
No, I wouldn't do that.
Coming soon.
I'm not as evil as you.
All right. Thank you for watching, listening, liking and subscribing. We will see you next week for another episode.
Thank you.
Bye.